Hello and welcome to the first of my monthly bullet journal setups on this channel. So today I am setting up my bullet journal for the month of February. The theme I've gone with for this month is very yellow pancake day, scrapbooky art journal type vibe of having lots of washi tape, stickers, pictures, all on the page and just really decorating it. This isn't a style I usually do, but I'm feeling really creative at the moment, and as we're all stuck in our houses, I feel like it's a nice thing to get to do. When I'm busy, I definitely don't decorate this much, but it was a really nice evening just to sit down and set up my bullet journal for February. So as you can see now, I'm just picking through all of these different stickers and flipbook things that I've got from AliExpress. So I'm just going through and picking out anything that I think would look really good in this month's theme. So it's all yellows, cakey, bready, flowery type stuff. So I'm just going through now and picking out what I like and what I might want to include on the cover page, and I end up actually using that pile throughout the rest of the layout. I think I only have to go and get one or two more things. So as you can see, I am now layering on some washi tape around the title February. I first wrote out February with my yellow mild liner, and then I've gone over it with my Muji pen in the 0.38 thickness, and now I'm just going through and picking out what I think will look good with it. I decided to use the lemon washi tape as lemon is one of my favourite pancake toppings. Lemon and sugar is a big thing on pancakes here in England. I don't know how much you have it in other countries, but for me, lemons and pancakes go very well together. And I also find I tend to use the same colours each year for the same month. So last year, February was yellow for me, and I don't know why, I just kind of associate it with it. I tend to do a cool blue for January because I think all stars, and that tends to be what I think of for January, and then by the time I'm finished with those cool tones, I need something really bright just to have a big difference. So I tend to then have a big change for February and have yellow. I don't know why, but that just tends to be what I do each year. So as you can see, I'm really having fun decorating this front page. Normally most of my front pages don't look this decorated. I'd probably write the February, put the washi tape framing it, and that would be all I'd do. But I'm having a lot of fun playing with all of these stickers that I've been ordering, as I can't do anything but online shopping. So now I am moving on to... I realised that the page looked a bit bare in between because I'd put so much on the page. I felt like I really needed to fill it up. So I'm just drawing some little lemons to fill in all the spaces. And now I'm moving on to doing my monthly calendar. So February is the perfect month of being a complete rectangle, which is super exciting for all of us journalers. So I flipped back to the previous month just to measure the boxes and make sure that they are correct. I think it's 3 centimetres one way by 3.5 the other way. So they're 3.5 centimetres tall, and then they're 3 centimetres wide is how I do my boxes. I've used the Leuchtturm journals, so their boxes are 0.5 centimetres or 5 millimetres, so that's how I do my calendar layouts. I used to do them 3x3, but I think it looks just a bit better taking up more of the page because it just gives me a bit more space to write. Not that I really write that much in my monthly calendars. I prefer looking at my weekly calendars for events, but I still really like having a calendar for each month, and I like it to be big so that I just can get a real nice picture of what's happening in the overalls. So as you can see, I think I accidentally wrote Saturday instead of Friday, so I had to blank that out. And also I spelled February wrong throughout this whole setup, and it's not till the very end that I realise I'm missing one of the R's, so I will go back and correct that before the final flip through. But yeah, just a warning, it's not till I start writing them on my weekly spreads that I realise I spelt it wrong. I'm now picking out all the decorations for around the edges, and I'm adding some washi tape just to frame the page, which I think ends up looking really nice, and then I layer the stickers over the top of that. I also didn't realise, but the big, more realistic photos, I'm gluing them down with a Pritt stick at the beginning, and then I do eventually realise that they are actually stickers and that I can peel the backs off, but I didn't realise that yet, which is kind of annoying because that means I added bulk to my journal when I didn't need to. And I'm now picking out a sticker to put on Pancake Day, because as it's a whole month themed around Pancake Day, I feel like I need to put a nice pancake and mark that in on my calendar so I don't miss it. As a kid, since I was a kid, I've always loved Pancake Day. My mum worked, so we went to, before school club had pancakes. After school, we'd have pancakes at lunch for school. Then at after school club, we'd have pancakes. And then mum would make us pancakes when we got home for dinner. So growing up, I had a lot of pancakes on Pancake Day. And I think that's why I still love it, is because it was such a big thing when I was a kid. Because getting to eat pancakes for every meal was the best day ever. So now I am cutting out these eyeshadow trackers. So I actually do a pan those eyeshadows challenge and a project pan that palette, so I need somewhere to track how much I use each of the shadows. So I have made myself these trackers that go in my bullet journal. It just made sense for me to have that all together so that I can see how much I'm using them, and it's just another hobby that I really enjoy, and I'm glad that I get to combine my two hobbies. So here I'm just cutting out all the boxes because I had it as a 2-page spread before, but I decided that I wanted it to be on 1 page, so I'm just going through and arranging them all. I've put another strip of that lemon washi tape down the sides just to anchor the page again, because I think it just looks a bit better if you have stuff layered on top of it. I think it gives a nice pop without taking up too much of the page. As most of the page is already covered by the boxes, I thought it'd be quite fun to really cover most of the page with that washi that was showing, so it kind of looks like I've got a pattern paper in the background rather than just the plain paper. And then I just write in my title in the same kind of cursive font that I've been using throughout. Next, I'm going on to doing my habit tracker. So I go on and off using habit trackers. I find it really hard to fill them in each day, even if I am doing daily journaling, which I like to do. I, for some reason, find it really hard to remember to go back and fill in my trackers. So I've just got 6 habits that I'm really trying to track, and a lot of them are related. So I am tracking whether I eat, my dinner is vegetarian, whether my breakfast and lunch is a vegetarian. I'm not vegetarian, but I am trying to be conscious about how much meat I'm eating, so that is something that I want to track and, celebrate when I do actually eat veggie meals. I'm also tracking whether I go out for a walk each day, because we're stuck in the house. I think it's really good to make sure that I'm trying to get outside each day. So one of my New Year's goals was to get out of the house 5 days a week for at least a 10-minute walk. So I track that to make sure that I'm doing that. Another one of my habits is whether I wear my Fitbit, because I'm trying to track my steps and increase my weekly average steps. So in order for that to be accurate, I need to be wearing my Fitbit even on days where I'm sat around the house doing nothing, because otherwise it won't count that day, and so my average will look a lot better than it actually was. So I'm making sure that I am wearing that. It's mainly if I forget to charge it and it goes dead that I then don't wear it for a couple of days. So that is another one of my habits. And my other habit is whether I am completing my to-do list. I wanted something that was related to my goal of getting a good grade at university, but I didn't want it to be, did I work my hardest or did I do everything I could do? So I thought a good way of controlling for this would be, did I complete my to-do list for the day? Because each morning I like to give myself a realistic to-do list. If I complete it, move on to other tasks, that's great. If I don't, then that's not so great. So I feel like it's a more realistic way for me to track whether I am really helping myself get there. And then this final little box I've got is for writing down my weekly step average so that I can track whether I'm on track to get 6,000 and whether I'm keeping it to my New Year's goal. And I didn't count out before I drew in the boxes, so there's a little gap at the bottom, so I just put a little box there for my reflections, so at the end of the month I can write in what I think I did well or bad, and if I fill that out, I fill it out. If I don't, I don't, but I had the room, so I thought I would include it. So now I am moving on to my weekly setup. So I did do a video that's on my channel where I go through in a lot of detail what I do for each week, and I use the same weekly layout when it's term time, so I use this constantly throughout the whole uni year, including the holidays, but not the summer holiday. So the majority of the year I'm using this setup and it works really well for me. I have a column on the left for my events, on the right for my tasks, and then a complete page on the right for each week that is kind of my brain dump and weekly task list. So I keep it pretty blank and I just give myself room to write down to-do lists I normally split it into each of my modules as well as life tasks and events that need getting done. And I find it really useful because every morning I sit down and I look at the page on the right and I pick a couple of tasks to put into the task column on my grid, so I can really see what is happening all week and all the tasks I need to get done in each week. Especially now that we're online, I'm finding that uni work, I've got my work for each module for each week, and that is just all the guidance you have, and I've just got to work through it all in my own time. So I find it really helpful to just write down, have somewhere where I can write everything I need to get done that week, and then each day I can just chip away at it, pick a couple of tasks and slowly cross it all off. So I do end up decorating these pages quite a lot, which again I don't normally do. I do like putting washi tape at the top of them or drawing just a line with my pen, as I just think it really makes the page not feel so blank before I start dumping it in. And I also write the month just so that there's something on the page and it's not completely blank, so I kind of know that I've allocated that page to that. So next I am setting up my diary part of my bullet journal. So I do this layout again every week for the whole of term time. I kind of, in the summer holidays, I combine them so it's only one spread, and I just leave a little box at the top of each of these days for the events of the day. But so here I am putting on the day titles, and so as you can see I split the page into 8, and then for each day I just have a big gap where I can write down what happened each day. This for me is more of a like what I did in a day, so kind of a recap of all the events that I did and tasks that I did in my daily structure. I don't write much about how I'm feeling or like go into deep thoughts and reflections. It's more just today I did this, then this, then this, then this. I had fun going and doing this, and or say today was a really mad day, I didn't do much, I only managed to do X, Y and Z. So I just like being able to look back at what I did in a day, and it's quite fun to just flick open one of my old bullet journals and go, oh, a year ago today I was doing X. So I really like that, and it doesn't take that long to fill out, and I can fill it out a couple of days later if I get behind and forget to do it, because it is just recounting what I did each day. I can kind of look at my events and tasks list and kind of piece together what I did for the last couple of days, so it makes it a lot easier filling it out because I don't necessarily have to do it every day. So now I am just decorating the pages, so I will leave you guys to watch the rest of this in peace. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. It would mean a lot as I am new here on YouTube. So thank you so much for watching.